Hi folks, I'm Alexander Sid, the host of alexonderroth.com, and welcome to the live show, Caption live show number 10. 2 weeks without live shows. Oof, that was horrible. But I have visited Copenhagen. I talked to Phase 1 Caption developers from Phase 1. It was fantastic experience. I learned lots of new stuff, and unfortunately I can't tell you almost anything because I have signed NDA, but it was great. It was great, and I promise you that there would be lots of fantastic things in the future with Capshawn. Anyway, I'm really glad to see you again. I see lots of people online, on YouTube and on Facebook. That's pretty awesome, folks. I seriously, I really missed this feeling, like this stuff when you're just like, when I'm just sitting there and talking to you. It's so awesome. It's like a drug or something like that. Okay. Let's talk about our regular things. And today, our lesson, we're not running lessons here. Our live show is dedicated to the session workflow. At the same time, I'm also planning to show you some interesting things. Okay, let's see. Strange. Okay. I'm also planning to show you some editings from my recent newsletters. If you're signed to my newsletter, you know that you're regularly receiving raw files to hone your raw editing skills. And today I will show you two editings. One is my portrait, and another is absolutely fantastic shot made by Peter Marshall from Phase 1, and this image was taken with 100 megapixel digital bags, Phase 1 digital bag. That's why if you wish to edit it, just, well, there might be a chance. There might be a chance. You just have to search for the old issue of my newsletter, where you can find this download link. Okay, let's talk about some regular stuff before we will proceed to the editing and to other things. First of all, Phase 1 has updated their online store. Now, as you can see, now it's much more convenient, and the payment process is easier now, and well, it just looks fancy. It's pretty nice stuff. And what's the point? The point is that you can use my code to get a 10% discount as usual. Just click buy now. You shall see like a special window. Where it is? Oh, yeah, it's here. Okay, then click enter promotional code and click AMBC1 block. Click apply, and you will immediately save $29.9 on the full license of Capshawn. Plus, you can also save, for example, if you are buying a bundle deal, you can save even more. And also, this code is also available for Phase 1 styles, for upgrades, for Capshawn for Sony license, everything except subscriptions. Don't ask me why. That's just some big question to Phase 1, but to all the other stuff, you can easily use this code and save lots of money actually. That's why, just share this information to your friends and colleagues. Maybe post it on some forum. That would be really nice of you. Okay, also, if you're new to Capture One, I highly recommend you to visit my webpage, alexandro.com, and here you will find a free guide to Capture One. Just go to alexandro.com, click a free guide to Capture One, and here you will find all the information which you might need to start working in Capture One. Everything. Plus, I have told you about my newsletter. Today I sent my new issue of the newsletter, where I'm showing, for example, how to apply LUT files in Capture One. You might think that it's impossible, but it's possible. Just download 3D LUT creator stuff application, and you can easily use them in Capture One. Also, I'm sharing my tip of the week, and here is a raw file for practice, which I like. My version of editing of this file I will show you on the next week, in the next live show. But this image was taken with my iPhone. You know that you're able to shoot raw files with your phone. You're able. Just try it. Like, I'm using Camera Plus app for this. And you know, I think you will be surprised. You will be surprised how much information you can recover from iPhone file. That's why, if you wish to receive this newsletter, just go to alexandro.com/newsletter. I will send the links to the chat right now. Here is the link to the link to the actual issue of the newsletter. I'm just sending it to the chat. Yeah, I see. By the way, I see lots of people on YouTube. Hi, guys. Hi, Carlos. Hi, Agustina. Hi, Alteric. Yeah, hi, everyone. Okay, and here's the link to subscribe to my newsletter. Each week you will receive lots of useful information absolutely for free. That's a great deal. Okay, yeah, I have sent links to the chats, and also Roberto is asking what the code. Okay, go to the store, click buy now. Here, enter promotional code, and here's AMBC1 block. Click apply, and you will immediately gain 10% discount. Also, in my work, I'm using OneStyles.pro film styles. This is fantastic film styles for Capture One. You can try 12 styles absolutely for free. Just download them, use them in your work, including commercial work, absolutely for free. Just download sample styles for free. Okay, now let's talk about the editing. And also, I see some questions on YouTube. Altric is asking about performance of Capture One. I will answer your question a little bit later. First of all, let's see what we can do with these images. This portrait, well, you can actually do lots of stuff with it, like lots of things. But before I will show you the actual editing, I wish to share with you one pretty interesting trick, which one of my students just showed me that stuff yesterday, and actually I was a little bit surprised because usually Capture One doesn't work this way, but in this case, well, it works pretty interesting. Let me show you. When you're dealing with images like this, what is the problem here? The problem is that you have some highlighted areas, right? You see? And that is pretty difficult to somehow mask them. I mean, like to draw a mask. Yeah, you can just draw this like manually, right? Like something like this. But well, that's not the best solution. At the same time, you can't just click, for example, here and create a mask from this color, because like in this case you will receive something like that. Well, you would just select like too many different colors, and that's the problem. Which trick my student showed me. That's pretty nice trick. He's a really smart guy. What you can do there? You can go to color balance and color tone highlighted areas, for example. And it's also like it would be better to tone them in some color which is almost which isn't represented on the particular image. For example, in this case, I will tone it in this like poison green color, something like that. And now go to your color editor, select green color, and create a mask from it. And you will see that now you have masked only highlighted areas. Because like previously, you have color toned the highlighted areas. Then you can select this color and like create a mask based on it. Pretty smart, right? Fantastic idea. Just fantastic. Okay, and now you actually can do anything with it. Like I will erase a little bit the wrong areas here, something like this. You don't need this mask, like just like this. And also, well, of course you need to go to color balance tool and reset it, because like, well, what's the point? What the point? And now you have just this mask, and that's all. You can refine it like this, or maybe let's try maybe something like, yeah, something like that. Now you have selected only highlighted areas. That's pretty awesome. Thomas is asking, why so slow? Just draw the mask on the highlight and fine-tune the mask. Well, that sounds pretty reasonable, but the point is that in some cases you would not be able to do this. Just not be able. Sorry for this, some construction. You would be just not be able to do this. For example, when you have a pretty specific image where it would be really difficult to select some highlighted areas. Or I'm talking not only about highlighted areas. I'm talking about, for example, deep shadows. This is the same thing. You can color tone the deep shadows with color balance as well. That's pretty nice stuff. And okay, like I'm just showing you the tool, and you're deciding where to use it. I think that's interesting thing. That's interesting logic of the software. And now you can, for example, you can work only with, for example, with exposure only on the highlighted areas. That's pretty nice. Okay, now let's see what we can create from with this image. Well, I will start with creating a mask from this green and yellow colors. Let's create a mask here. Yeah, like this. Now we're just like erasing it, like just removing the things which we would not wish to have in the mask. Yeah, something like that. Okay. Yeah. Now let's refine this mask. Yeah. In this case, I think I would use the highest amount of refine tool. Yeah, like this. And now we have a mask on the skin. I will create the new layer. I will copy mask from the first layer. Then I will invert it. I highly recommend you to set up all the shortcuts for such actions like refining, inverting, and all this stuff that would save you like enormous amount of time. Okay, and what we can do now? First of all, let's work with the skin tone. I will make it. I will add some contrast and black and white points. Maybe a little bit. No. Maybe, yeah. This the output white point. Plus, let me see. Well, maybe I will use a little bit of negative values of clarity. It's not my way usually, but here maybe it will look pretty nice. And also I will also use the skin tone tool. But before this, I will erase the lips from the mask. Yeah, something like this. Now I will select the skin tone, like this, and I will uniform the color a little bit. Let's find the skin tone that would fit better here. I think something like this, maybe a little bit darker. Yeah, something like, yeah, something like this. I think yes, something like that. Yeah, I pretty enjoy this thing. Plus a little bit of curve correction, Luma curve, because I don't want to affect the saturation of the image now. A really slight correction. Yeah, something like this. I like this, like desaturated colors here. And now the background. On the background, let's remove the hair from the background. We don't want to work with hair now. Okay, and refine the mask again. Just remind me to somehow hurt my neighbors when I will finish this show. Okay, what we can do with the background? Let's see. I will change the white balance like this, and also I will add clarity, and I will change saturation a little bit as well, and plus I will add some color balance corrections on the background. Let me see, like this and this. Yeah, I think that looks pretty interesting. See, like we have pretty nice, maybe even more correction on the background. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I think that's nice. Let me see what I have with questions, and then we will proceed to the second image. Alteric is asking, how can I make Capture One faster? It takes a few seconds before the previous render after I make adjustments. Well, unfortunately, Capture One requires a pretty modern hardware. First of all, you need something about like at least 8 gigabytes, but I highly recommend you to have like 16 or even 32 gigabytes of RAM memory. Also, I highly recommend you to use SSD hard drive, plus just the modern like graphic card and the modern like processor. Plus, you can go to the image settings, and here you can set the preview image size for your particular machine. In general, I recommend you to set here the preview size that would be equal to the size of your display. And for example, like in my case, I have reduced the resolution size for the live show, and I can just measure the size of this image on my screen right now. Yeah, it's something about like 1200 something pixels. And now you can just choose for example, this amount. That would also like would increase the speed of editing a little bit. But in general, yeah. But in general, it just depends on your hardware, and well, and also if you would think of upgrading your graphic card, just keep in mind that Capture One is using OpenCL technology, and that's why I highly recommend it to use it. Alteric is asking, I have 32 gigabytes and SSD drive. I have a new 5K iMac. That's weird. That's really weird. I mean, like with such a powerful machine, you like everything should be fine. What I can recommend you here, first of all, update your Mac OS, update your Capture One, and if there would be a problem, just contact Phase One support. Because like in general, there should be no problem for you. Because like, well, you have pretty powerful machine. Maybe that's some specific like bug or something. I don't know, but that's not that's not okay. Let's see. Yeah, there is no other questions. Yeah, there's also the question from Klaus, if I'm not mistaken, because I don't see your name, but I know that you're looking my show sometimes. Why not using the normalize tool? Not all highlights must be gone. Yeah, not of them, of course. But the problem is that normalize tool, well, first of all, I don't have a reference for normalize tool here, and the second problem is that I don't have a goal to, you know, like to somehow you know, like to change my image to match some sample. I just have an image and that's all. I don't have like a series of images. Agustina is writing, well, on my early 2008 Mac Pro, it's quite fast. No SSD, only 18 gigabytes of RAM. Well, I can tell you that I have one pretty old MacBook Air from 2011. MacBook Air, you know, like pretty thin and powerless machine, and well, Capture One works. I can say that it works like really fast or something, but it works. Okay, let's do this image. That's absolutely fantastic shot. As I told, this image was taken by Peter Marshall from Phase One, and what we can do there. Well, I think here what I really enjoy here is this called areas. You see, like really beautiful in the contrast, in the contrast with the sun. The sun, it's really beautiful. What I can do there, like first of all, let's make some general things. I will try to auto set black and white points, but there is not the big difference here. Okay, I will move highlight slider a little bit, like this. Also, let me see. Yeah, I think all the other stuff, like it's the matter of layers. Let's go to the layers. I will create layer based on the green color, like this. Let's create a mask. Yeah, like this. And also I will, let me see. Well, maybe let's retake this mask, because I think we could do better by increasing the selection sector of the colored. Create mask layer. Okay, yeah, that's a little bit better. Now I will refine this. Let's wait a little bit. It's 100 megapixels. That's pretty big image. Okay. Yeah. Now, what we can do there? First of all, I will add some exposure correction here, clarity, and what I really wish to have there, it's first of all, it's white balance correction. Yeah, like this. Yeah, you see now we have a feeling that we just feel the sunshine. You see, it's so warm here now. Oh, I really enjoy this feeling here on the contrast with the cold background. Okay, and I will also add a little bit of color balance here. Yeah, on highlights I will add some red toning, and yes. Sorry folks, sorry for this, but like, yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Also, what I also wish to do there, now I will create the new layer. I will copy mask from the previous layer, layer 2. I will invert it. I will remove from this selection this sun and sky, like this. I will refine it. Okay, let's wait a little bit. 100 megapixels, once again. Okay. Yep. And here I will correct the image a little bit. I will add some color toning, a little bit of color toning in the shadow, just a little bit. Yeah, like this. Yeah, that looks good. Maybe I will work with shadows a little and additional clarity. Yeah, something like that. And the last step, gradient mask on the sky. I will increase saturation, contrast, clarity. Yeah, like something like this. I think now it looks. You see, now we have just like sunlight. It's just going through the frame. You see, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. Now we have depth in our picture. Yeah, I think that looks pretty nice. Okay, let me see what I have in chat, and we'll talk about the session, because well, it's half an hour gone of the show, and we didn't talk about the session yet. Let me see what we have here. There is some sort of discussion about yeah, about the processing and other stuff. Okay. Altric is asking, do you have a video to get great skin tones? Unfortunately, no. But well, that's in my list. I don't want to lie you and to tell that. Well, it will be released pretty soon. But that topic is in my list. And also, I'm planning to record some short videos. I will continue to run live shows, but I also wish to record some short videos on the general topics, which is like really important to share with you. And skin tone is one of them. Okay, talking about the sessions. Let's talk about the sessions. Because actually there is a reason why I have started with processing. Because like talking about the file management. Well, it's a little bit boring topic. That's why I will try to avoid some, like some really boring stuff, like boring describing of the general features of sessions. Well, seriously, you can find lots of YouTube videos about this. I will tell you my approach to sessions, like what I think of sessions. The point is that session, let's create new session, file, new session. A session is this type of workflow which was released in the very first version of Capture One many years ago. Because in the very beginning, Capture One was like a software more for studio photographers. And well, studio photographers, they are basically working with sessions, like with photo sessions, and that's why for them, like Phase One just created this mode, and well, it works pretty nice if you work with some, like some projects. For example, if you're shooting like projects, or if you're shooting regularly some like portrait sessions or something like that. But for all the other photographers, that's not so good solution. That's why I highly recommend you to think of my approach to session. Let's create the new session. Let's call it like Alex session. What is the feature of this? The point is that if you have like the complete workflow, like if you have if you have shootings regularly, if you're shooting mostly for some projects, if you have this type of like workflow, then yeah, regular usage of the sessions would be absolutely fine for you. That means that you can go to the session which we just created. Where it is? Yeah, Alex session. And here you will find the session file. It's really important to note that inside this file there are no image settings. That's really important just to keep in mind, that in this particular folder you will in this particular file you will find only some settings of the session. If you will lose it, or if you will delete it, actually nothing really really dramatical, nothing would happen, because you would only lose your session settings and that's all. What is really important to keep in mind, that when you're working in the session mode, all your image settings, they are stored near your raw files, and it's not really important where your files are located. For example, they can be inside these folders. They can be, for example, I can open some of my raw files. Let's see where we have some files. Where? Oh, where? I didn't see them. That's strange. Okay, let's take a little bit of from here. Okay, I will take few images here, and I will just put them in my capture folder. But it can be anything, any other folder. Capture, it's just a folder for for your captures when you're shooting tethered. But like, it can be anything. You can just like find it here, and in the moment when I have just opened them, Caption creates this folder, and in this particular folder all your image adjustments are located, and that's really important. If you will lose this folder, you will lose all your editing. That's why when you are working in a session mode, just keep in mind that it's really important to not to delete this capture one folder near your raw files. That's the most important thing which you shall know about sessions. Seriously, because like you can recover your file structure, your albums or anything. Like, yeah, it would take time, but well, it's pretty possible. But if you would lose all of your editing, that's really a bad experience. That's why just keep in mind that when you're working with session, it's really important not to delete this folder. The next step, like if you're just have some regular shootings, like for example you're working in studio and you have like shootings like 3 or 4 days a week, in this case I recommend you to create like a new session for each shooting. That would be the best option. You would have your raw files here, your output files here, I mean like JPEG and others. You can also store some selects files. For example, like if you will click on the file and click Move to Selects folder, and you're moving your raw file, just like not some virtual like copy of your file. No, you're just moving your raw file. And you can notice that there is a Caption folder immediately appears near this file. That's because like this folder contains all the image settings. Plus, there is a trash folder. For example, if I will delete any of the files, for example, like this, like move to session trash by Kitty. Yeah, it's in trash immediately. That's why if you're working with such a like workflow, if you have some regular shootings, especially tethered shootings in the studio, then like this usage of sessions, I think that's the best option for you. But lots of photographers, including me, or I'm pretty sure some of you guys, the point is that for lots of photographers, that's not the best option, because like sometimes, for example, we have like shootings pretty occasionally. I mean, like on this week we have like 3 small shootings, and on the next week I have one big project, and then I have like few weeks of different shootings, and some of them are, for example, are linked with each other somehow, and other don't. And in this case, you should just think of the right workflow for this. And of course, you can choose catalog. I will have one of my next live shows will be about catalogs. But there are some problems with catalogs. For example, I think that they are not really secure. I mean, like, there's a chance that you will lose everything. With sessions, sessions are much more stable stuff. And at the same time, for example, you might not need to organize your images at all. Just like shoot them, store on the hard drive, open them, edit them, and then export to some final format. That's it. And then just put it to some hard drive, and that's all. I know like dozens of photographers who are running such a workflow. In this case, sessions are perfect, just perfect. You can create only one session, just one, and you can use it for years. Just create one, like a single session, and now all you have to do is just to open your files from your hard drive and edit them, and that's it. I mean, like, for example, I just returned from some of my shootings like this. I have returned with some pictures, from Copenhagen, for example. I have returned from Copenhagen. I have created a folder on my hard drive. I call it travel. And what I can do now, first of all, in session, in the session, you have an access to the hard drive browser. You can just open some folders on your hard drive. For example, Finder in Mac OS. But what I highly recommend you to do is to add this folder as a favorite. Just let me close the window that you would better see this. Just drag and drop right here, and that's it. You can just open your folders right from your hard drive without importing, without organizing, without anything, using only one session for forever. And also you can just click plus button here and manually add any folder from your hard drive. But I think just drag and drop, it's much more convenient. Okay, let me ban some user here. It's pretty funny because we have not many users online, and I see some spam. Let's report it. Okay, sorry about this. Okay, and I think that's the best choice. Just add like folders on your hard drive as session favorites, or just open them in the browser, and that's it. You can just work with them. You can, if you're editing folders to the session favorites, you can even use smart albums. For example, right here, if I will create some, if I will add to some images 5 stars rating, then I will immediately see them here. Like if the folder is added to session favorites, you can immediately use it with the session albums, for example, smart albums. That's pretty nice stuff. And if you wish to edit like 4 images from some other folder, like just for example, let's create another one. Let's just copy some settings, create the new folder. For example, like this. Then just drag and drop here again, and that's it. You can just work with these images. That's pretty easy and pretty nice, and that's a really stable way of working with files. Also, what we can use else in the session. In sessions, as well as in catalogs, you can create templates. But the point is that like templates for catalogs and templates for sessions, they are different, and that's why like if you're creating template for a session, you can use it only with sessions. What's the point of using templates? The thing is that if you're regularly if you are creating sessions regularly, I mean like for example, each day you're starting the new shooting in your studio and you're creating like a new session for this, consider of creating like a template. Template, it might include your session albums, your tethered shooting settings, like image naming and some other settings like Capture Pilot, for example. But mostly it's used for session albums hierarchy. For example, I can create like 500 px or px.com, of course. Or I create like another one album which I will call something like drafts. Or I create another one album like a smart album, for example, for print, yeah, or something like for client, like anything, yeah. You can create just this this hierarchy of different smart albums and regular albums, and then you can just like click save as template and like name it somehow, like for example Alex on Raw. And next time when you will create the new session, you can use this template where it is, Alex on Raw, and in the new session you will immediately see the same albums, and that's pretty useful. The same albums and some other some settings from tethered shooting. Also, there is another one thing which I wish to tell you about sessions. It's this like the special stuff of Capture called EIP. This is also not like session exclusive thing, but I think that it's pretty reasonable to use it with sessions. The point is that when you're working with session, for example, you have some pictures. Yeah, let's select some folder which like this. Let me show Finder, yeah. Like this, you have a folder here, and the point is that when you're working with folder, you might need to transfer some images to another machine, or to send it to maybe your I don't know, like your client, your retoucher, anybody, your friend, your colleague, or just you wish to back up this particular image with settings. And the point is that when you're working with when you're working in sessions, you can't just like copy, for example, this raw file, copy and send it and paste it anywhere, or send it to your client. It's just impossible, because like your client will receive just an unedited raw file without any corrections, and that's not really what you're wish to do. The point is that what you need to do is either save this Capture One folder, which contains all your editing, or just use this special stuff called EIP. Let me see. For example, we have this particular raw file. Let me see where it is in our Finder. Yeah, it's here. You see, it's a Nikon raw file. It's you can see by its extension. What you can create with this? You can right-click on it and choose Pack as EIP. EIP, that's a specific Phase 1 format, which is recognizable by like Capture One only. You can't open this EIP files in other software. But the point is that if you would do any correction here, like this, then you will pack as EIP. You will see that now it's not a Nikon raw file. There's a specific file right now, and if you will copy this file and paste it anywhere you want, okay, let's paste it here like this, and you will open it, you will see that all your editing is saved. That's why you can easily transfer this file to your friend or anything else, and you can even work with this file. That's not a problem, but well, it would require a little bit more of power from your computer, but in general that's fine. Or you can just unpack EIP, and that's all. You will have the regular raw file as it was before. That's really pretty nice feature, especially if you would know that EIP file includes everything. It includes not only image editing and not only the raw file itself. It includes everything, including, for example, some specific ICC profile that might be used with this file, or it might include annotations for retoucher. Like if you have drawn some annotations, they also will be included in this file. And what is pretty interesting to know as well is that when you have packed the file as EIP, you can actually, there's just an interesting trick. The point is that EIP file is just a zip archive. You can just rename your file, extract it like this, and you will see that what this EIP file actually contains: your raw file and the settings and some other information. And that's why it's so awesome that even if you would lose something, if you would just if you would be on the island with Lightroom only and EIP files, you can extract the original raw file from it and edit it in any other software. That's why, yeah, AIP it's a pretty like a safe option for your editing. Yeah, I hope that now like the feature of working with a session, it's a little bit more understandable for you as it was before. You can ask some questions. Maybe I will create like sessions part 2 or something like this. Anyway, I also think that in the future, maybe like after the first year of the show, I will re-record some of the shows. That's why feel free to criticize me. I really appreciate it. Feel free to give some of your advices on what you wish to see. I will try to implement this in my future shows. Philip is asking, can you process phototype wildlife for the next session? Here's the thing. I'm not a wildlife photographer, but if you are, just go to alexonroy.com/upload. Here you can upload your raw files if you wish to see them edited in the next in one of the next episodes of the show. Just go here, select your files, and upload them. And I will show, like I can promise, but I will try to show editing of your images in one of the next live shows. Because I'm just not a wildlife photographer, but maybe I will find something for you. Maybe I have some images of some animals. Alterek is asking, how do you make your icons show on screen? What do you mean by icons? Could you please specify your question? I don't get it. Let me see what we have here. Wait, for some reason, Facebook audience today is pretty silent, except Roberto. Thank you, Roberto. Okay. And also, like in the end of the show, I also wish to remind you that if you are watching this show on Facebook, just go to youtube.com/alexonroy.com and please subscribe to my YouTube channel, because like usually all the streams are better on YouTube than on Facebook. And also, if you're already subscribed to my show, you can find there shall be like a specific, like a bell icon. Just click it, because like that will like ensure you that you will receive like the information about my new videos. And don't forget about discount code, and go and try onestyles.pro film styles. Yeah, and before we'll end, there's a question from Alterek. When you use shortcuts, it shows on your screen. Oh, yeah, that's pretty easy. Like I use the app called Visualize. Just like Visualize, and here's all the settings: mouse, keyboards, everything else. You see when I'm doing any of the actions. Yeah, I think that's fine for today with the thing. I will see you on the next week. Thank you for watching. I was really missing you, and I hope that you missed a little bit, at least a little bit, me. Okay, I just hope. See you on the next week. Take care. Bye.